Coming up on today's episode of the SaaS School podcast.
I think it's very, very important to sort of figure out your niche and just focus on that. And then those segment people will start talking about you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's explore how growth, product, and customer success work together across SaaS companies. Welcome to the SaaS School podcast. And here's your host, Abhinav Arora. Abhinav, the stage is yours.
Howdy, good folks. Welcome to yet another episode of the SaaS School podcast. Today, I have with me Sanchit Malik. Sanchit, for the last 8 years, ran a company called TownScript and eventually sold it off to Book My Show. And today, he's back in the startup playground with his company called Pazcare. Sanchit, say hello to the audience.
Hi, everyone.
अच्छा, एक क्वेश्चन है मेरा आपके लिए. आप हो one of those guys who are second time entrepreneurs, ठीक है? Second time entrepreneur, having I would call TownScript a success. Now you're here, going to market for the very second time. लोग usually go to market में mistake क्या करते हैं और आप क्या सही कर रहे हो as a second time founder?
I think the biggest and most important thing is what is the market that we are operating in? I mean, is it large enough, right? Is the problem that we are solving is large enough or not? And what kind of business are you trying to build? Are you trying to build a lifestyle business or a full-blown business which will become like a unicorn in next 5-10 years?
What do you mean by a lifestyle business? मतलब makes as much money to support your lifestyle and doesn't become a venture scale.
Not a venture scale kind of a business, but more like a
cash cow type.
Shoti cash cow. Good business which is very profitable and growth rate can be. It doesn't need to be like exponentially growing, right? So, I mean, that is one thing, and we need to first make sure that what's my approach as an entrepreneur, right? So, what kind of mindset I have, right?
तो ये कौन से facets होते हैं एक market choose करने के?
It has to be very, very large. I mean, there should not be a question about market size. Second is, I think it has to be very scalable, right? So, whatever you're doing, right? So, I mean, I can choose an idea which is which has a high frequency of usage. It's a large market, but if it's not scalable, right, then it's still, again, you're not at the right place. Third is, if all of these two things are tick mark, then it has to be rightly timed as well. And also, fourth thing, right, you should have that ability to execute also in that market, right? So
founder market fit,
right? So I mean, these. You need to know what I can achieve as an entrepreneur, right? So these four things are actually will be very, very important while deciding where to head towards.
Speed of execution में livers क्या होते हैं? कुछ लोग समझ सकते हैं कि speed of execution means कि भैया मेरा product बहुत जल्दी develop करूँ मैं.
Yeah.
Does that mean speed of execution or is it something else?
Most important thing is market is everything. We all are secondary part of the market, right? So, and we all make the market together, right? So, it's important to go out in the market really first. So sometimes what I've felt is like people focus a lot more on the product and then try to perfect it and then they go to the market. So I think you can just build that one feature that can help you get into the add some value to the customer, and then once you are done that, you are into the market, you start selling, start taking feedback from your customers, and then basically
होता क्या है जब कोई बंदा प्रोडक्ट परफेक्ट प्रोडक्ट अगर मार्केट लेके जाता है फिर क्या होता है धूम-धड़ाम?
प्रोडक्ट कभी परफेक्ट होता ही नहीं है. So the product is not the business, it's an enabler to the business. So I mean, it has to be amazing. I mean, I'm not saying that don't work on the product. I'm saying that hey, both have to go hand in hand. So credit is the best example, right? Like a lot of people pay rent from the app, right? So and the friction they have removed from the product to pay credit card bill, which sounds like a very small problem, but it's amazing hook that they have built on a monthly basis. I go on their app to make the payment, right? So and the product experience is so amazing. So what I'm trying to say here is what we can learn from there is that you build a great reach, right? You build a great community around it. People are talking about you. Then you build a great, amazingly phenomenal product user experience.
तो आपका बिजनेस शुरू हो गया जिस दिन आपने रीच बनाना शुरू कर दिया. प्रोडक्ट अपना टाइम लेगा और वो चेंज होता रहेगा. बट आपको पता है आपकी मार्केट कौन सी है, आपको पता है आप कहाँ खेल रहे हो. और
focus is very important.
Product can innovate with times. It has to. It has no choice. अच्छा, मिस्टेक्स की तो बात हो गई है. मुझे एक चीज़ बताओ कि ये तो गलत तरीका है GTM करने का, सही तरीका क्या है, कैसे करते हैं? Let's take a walk.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think I'll now move to the specifics, right? So the whole point is that once you have decided all of this, right, you're doing all of these things right, then let's move to the GTM, right? So as a GTM leader, so we need to understand that there are basically 3 pillars of go-to-market. So again, so one is brand of your company, right? So second is inbound, right? I'm talking about B2B growth startups like myself, right? So and then outbound.
एक पहले समझ जाते हैं ब्रांड होता क्या है, इनबाउंड क्या होता है, आउटबाउंड क्या होता है.
Sure. So brand is, I mean, so for example, when I'm reaching out to you, right? So you should have heard about me before I reach out to you, right? So you should have seen me at 2-3 places, right? So it increases my credibility.
How do you make sure they have actually heard about you?
I mean, for example, I'm doing this podcast, right, for you, with you, right? So this is part of that overall, right? So I mean, potentially, right? So then you do a lot of webinars, right? I mean, like for example, I think previously Abhash was there on this podcast. We did partnership with his organization and did a webinar around that on your particular topic around that, right? So then I think you should do a lot of PR as well, right? So what new products that you're launching, right? And you should talk about your industry, and you should educate your end user around that and build your top of the funnel through that.
बताओ कि example दो मुझे, what did you do?
Yeah, so we did we invited some really good quality HRs, right? So we did a webinar along with them and talked about what are the trends of employee benefits in 2022 as an example, right? So I think if you're just selling, that doesn't work. So the most important thing is be a thought leader in your space and write about educative content in your industry. So that's very important. Yeah.
Okay, super cool. Okay, inbound क्या होता है?
See, I mean, inbound is customer coming at your own door, right?
थोड़ा हिंदी बोलो, मैं अकेला हिंदी में बात करता हूँ.
हाँ, तो ठीक है. Customer आपके दरवाजे पे आ रहा है. So there are 2 things, right? So, but अगर customer आपके दरवाजे पे आ रहा है, so then actually he has an intent, right? He or she has an intent, and that's why he or she is.
Customer को दरवाजे तक लेके कैसे आए?
I think the content, SEO, product marketing, all of these things lead to and performance marketing ads. So they lead to a lot of creating an inbound funnel. So there are many tools around there which you can use, but you need to build an expertise from day one there.
You spoke about product marketing. Product marketing क्या होता है? Because this is a misunderstood word in the market. What is product marketing?
I mean, see, product marketing goes hand in hand with product management, right? So I mean, you do user studies, right? You go out in the market and then you understand what your user wants. Then I mean, you have a product, and then you have product development cycle, and then you have whatever you're developing, you have a marketing channel for that, right? So they all sort of go hand in hand. So for example, right, so if somebody is coming on your platform, right, how can you increase the user retention, right? So that comes under product management, but acquiring that user comes under the.
So you're saying कि ये जो नए roles आ रहे हैं product management में, there's product management has always been there, but there are new roles like product management in brackets growth,
right,
or product marketing manager, PMM. So these are the roles that work hand in hand with the product manager,
right?
जो उसने नया launch किया, these guys create hype about कि भैया ये नया आ गया, go use it, have fun with it, and they say it in the nicest way possible, which a product manager may not be able to.
Yeah, one of the many things.
Fantastic, cool. Outbound पे आ जाते हैं. What's outbound?
I reached out to you, right? So but you have not heard about me. So the probability of you replying to my email decreases. But if you have heard about me, that's your brand, right? Then the probability of replying increases.
That's true. Humans go after what's familiar. So कहीं इधर-उधर दिख जाओ, अच्छा आपने IPL में किसी को sponsor किया था, या आपका मैंने ad कहीं से देखा,
correct,
या आप इसके podcast में आए थे,
correct,
तो आपसे बात कर सकता हूँ because I know you're a safe guy.
Right. So that's actually very, very important. So I mean, there's a saying in marketing, right? So if you have heard about a company if you've seen at 3 different places, right? For example, LinkedIn, email, and some other offline, right? So offline presence is also very important. So you have seen there. Then I think your brand creates some impact in the person's mind. Yeah.
तो वायरल हो गया आप. ये तो बड़ी चीज़ है. ये तो हर जगह है. Okay, nice. So हर जगह दिखना है.
Yeah. For that particular audience. So yeah, that's actually very important. Yeah.
Okay, super cool. So we've spoken about mistakes. We've spoken about how to do GTM right, and you're like 3 चीज़ें अच्छे से crack कर लो. Brand, inbound, outbound. Lastly, मुझे बताओ कि any closing thoughts for them?
In my closing thoughts, I will also like to mention that you do all of these things, but focus is very important. Finding your own niche is extremely important.
अपनी personal niche के
company's niche. Finding your niche is extremely important, right? So, for example, today, right? So we have built a very good reach among HRs, right? So and finance guys, right? So that's been our niche. So relatively larger company. So I think it's very, very important to sort of figure out your niche and just focus on that, and then those segment people will start talking about you, and then there is a higher probability if you are going to the third company in that space, then you will actually it will be again the brand will get built up in that particular niche. Yeah.
Interesting. So initially find a segment that you want to crack. You don't have to crack the entire market. Crack a few segments. उसके बाद expand करना segments कर लेना. But initially don't take the stress of being everything for everyone.
Because you're too small to do that.
Yep. Super interesting. Wise words there. Cool. Thank you so much, Sanchit. This was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, folks. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you so much.